A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a monumental display of public dissent, at least 107,000 people rallied in the streets of Belgrade this past Saturday, marking one of the largest anti-government protests in Serbia's recent history. The demonstration was sparked by the tragic collapse of a railway station roof in Novi Sad on November 1st, which resulted in the deaths of 15 individuals. In the wake of this disaster, frustrations have boiled over, with many citizens blaming systemic corruption and negligence under President Aleksandar Vučić's administration for the tragedy. The protests, which began as a series of student-led demonstrations in December, have since gained momentum, drawing in a diverse coalition of participants, including veterans, farmers, and taxi drivers. As protesters gathered near the National Assembly, they were met with a heavy police presence, with officers in riot gear positioned throughout the area to maintain order. Despite sporadic incidents of violence leading up to the rally, the main event remained largely peaceful. In a poignant moment during the protest, thousands of veterans and bikers stood in silence for 15 minutes at 11:52 a.m., the exact time of the roof collapse, to honor the victims. Many attendees carried banners with messages such as "He's finished," a direct reference to President Vučić, while others chanted slogans like "Pump it up," a rallying cry that has become synonymous with the ongoing protests. Milica Stojanović, a biology student participating in the protest, expressed hope for change, stating, "We came for justice. I hope that after this protest, things will change." The sentiment echoed throughout the crowd as demonstrators called for accountability and transparency regarding the renovation of the Novi Sad station, which had been completed just a year prior to the collapse. In response to the public outcry, Serbian prosecutors have charged at least 13 individuals connected to the incident, including former construction minister Goran Vesic. However, many protesters view these actions as insufficient, demanding that those responsible be held fully accountable. Prime Minister Milos Vučević and two other ministers have resigned amid the fallout from the disaster, but Vučić has remained defiant, insisting that he will not yield to pressure from the streets. He has characterized the protests as attempts by opposition parties to orchestrate a coup, further inflaming tensions between the government and demonstrators. During a televised address, Vučić declared, "Just to be clear, I will not be pressured. I'm the president of Serbia, and I won't let the streets set the rules in this country." His comments have only served to galvanize the protesters, who are determined to continue their demonstrations until their demands are met. As the protests unfolded, reports of violence emerged, including an incident where a car rammed into a column of protesters in the Žarkovo suburb, injuring 3 individuals. Additionally, a student and a university lecturer were attacked by a group of men, highlighting the volatile atmosphere surrounding the demonstrations. Despite the risks, the students have called for a peaceful movement, urging participants to act responsibly and avoid any actions that could be misinterpreted as aggressive. "This movement must not be misused," one statement from student organizers read. The sheer scale of the protest reflects a growing discontent with the current government and a demand for systemic change. Law student Jana Vasic articulated the feelings of many, stating, "We just want a country that works. We want institutions that do their jobs properly." Republic Square, one of the main gathering points for the protest, was overflowing with participants, while other locations throughout the capital also saw significant turnout. The unity among various groups, from students to veterans, showcases a widespread desire for accountability and reform. As the protests continue, the students remain resolute in their demands for justice regarding the Novi Sad tragedy. They are calling for the publication of all documentation related to the station's renovation and insist on full transparency from the government. With the political landscape in Serbia shifting rapidly, the outcome of these protests remains uncertain. However, the determination of the demonstrators suggests that they will not back down until they receive satisfactory answers and accountability for the tragic loss of life. As tensions rise and the government grapples with mounting pressure, the future of Serbia's political climate hangs in the balance. Will the voices of the people lead to meaningful change, or will the government continue to resist the calls for accountability? Only time will tell as the protests unfold and the demand for justice grows louder. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.